For the Group 1 International, and they leave the stalls. And Delacroix is the one that's fastest into stride, but won't press the nettle. Burcastle just being pushed up on the outside, down on Desile racing keenly. Delacroix jumped alertly. Ombudsman is on his outer. See the Fire, and Darius is going to be ridden back in the green colours of the Aga Khan. As now Burcastle, well, he's out there to ensure it's not a crawl, but he's broken away from the rest of the field, who are largely ignoring him early on. Dan and Desile keen on the front end of the main body of the field. Then behind these, Ombudsman, taken right back now is Delacroix to the rear of that group of 5 with See the Fire and Darius. So working down the side of the course, Pacemaker is clear by 12 here. Out in the lead, Burcastle from in second place, down on Desile. Then in third place we have the blue colours of Ombudsman, and that gap has gone to 15 lengths, and I wonder if Goodwood is flicking through the minds of a few jockeys back in the pack. They have not organised any sort of chase, and Burcastle is trying to do what Kirat did at Goodwood and slip away. And the gap is 25 lengths on straightening, with in second place Dan on Desile, then Ombudsman, then in fourth place we have See the Fire. So out in the lead with only 4 furlongs to go, a big margin. Burcastle is an absolute mile clear here. Ombudsman on the outside of Dan and Desile, See the Fire, Delacroix. So we head up the straight, 3 furlongs to go. Burcastle still a good 20 lengths clear, but now being ridden. Dan on Desile behind these Ombudsman. Delacroix just being angled out. Darius towards the inside. Burcastle is getting tired, and Ombudsman toes up the main body of the field with Dan and Desile, and then Delacroix being asked. Burcastle enters the final furlong in the Juddmonte with a 7-length lead. Ombudsman coming after the stable of the same owner's horse, then Delacroix, and Ombudsman sweeps by Burcastle. It has worked perfectly for Godolphin. The fractions are perfect, and Ombudsman gains revenge on Delacroix in the Juddmonte International. Burcastle burgles third place with See the Fire, Dan on Desile and Darius. Well, it might not have been immediately obvious when horses have snuggled away in recent races, but that actually was just about perfect from Rab Havlin, and that's exactly right. That's where the high five becomes, because William Buick timed it to perfection. Delacroix was struggling a little way out, and he didn't really actually get to the Ombudsman at any stage. Third place for Burcastle, who was 2-1 in running at one stage. See the Fire, Dan on Desile for France, Darius at the back. So, Ombudsman, these pacemakers, I don't know what they do for the race, whether they add to your excitement or not, but they certainly make it pretty difficult. We needed a wide-angle lens, but they will be very, very happy. It didn't go right at Goodwood for the Gosden team. It went perfectly here, and Burcastle and Rab Havlin, no doubt, will be getting a share of the spoils.
Godolphin win it for a 6th time. As we pick it up, Jason, the pacemaker's still in front. We're thinking, oh my goodness, what is happening? The big race had been a mess, like the King George or the Goodwood. This was, for a while, was bonkers.
He's picking up 141,000 for running his heart out on the front end. Now, the Japanese rider didn't want to go and chase the pace at all, did he? Look at the way the winner has really hit the line.
But do you know what Ombudsman did like? He liked having a horse in his sights to aim at. That's what he really enjoyed.
Maybe that was the thinking all along, was it?
I don't know, but I just noticed you could see him fixate on that horse. Do you remember when he hit the front at Sandown? He had a little bit of a roll around. I feel like having a horse to look at in his sights has massively helped him in the finish.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because does Rab Havlin think, right, I'm just going to go as fast as I possibly can and think they might follow me, or did they never think they were going to follow, or was it the idea to have a kind of rabbit out the front there to chase? Why did the Japanese jockey not follow? His horse is quite keen.
We don't say, you're our pacemaker, we want you to go 27 lengths clear.
Exactly.
Well, what was he doing then?
Rab is an experienced rider.
Exactly.
He's not going to go off at that pace because he feels like it. He's obviously been told. I honestly think Ombudsman is better having a horse to look at inside.
So Will Buick wasn't potentially that worried that he was then sat in third behind the Japanese horse?
In the race, did he? He obviously likes to follow on.
Well, Richard Hoyles picked up on it, didn't he, afterwards, when the high five between the two jockeys, thinking that worked beautifully. It worked to our favour and against everyone else, and he'll now be paraded, the winner, Ombudsman, in front of the stands. Won the Prince of Wales at the Royal Meeting, 2nd in the Eclipse, and he's done that double that Mostadap did a couple of years ago. To you, Matt.
Well, John Gosden has won 4 out of the last 8 Jumpmont Internationals, but you haven't won one quite as interesting as that. Your pacemaker went to 2-1 in running. Did you fear the worst for a moment?
Well, Andre Farb said, when I saw he take the horse, I saw him at Deauville, he was in top form. He said, I hope he does a good job for you, John, and I would like to have the same result as you had at Goodwood in the Sussex Stakes. I said, Andre, I'll do my best. Well, I thought with 2 furlongs to run, Andre had won the race, yeah.
I can hear in your voice, even you probably gave a little cheer.
Nasty cold thing. No, look, he's a lovely horse, grand horse. He's picked up well and won it well, and won it emphatically. The Eclipse was a muddling affair, as we said, and we'll leave it at that. But it was a great win, but I thought for a moment Andre was going to be the lucky man.
Tell me about this horse, John, because he has sort of almost come from nowhere. He was in France for last season.
Last season, he had a little problem when he was a baby, and we never raced him at 2, and he came along gradually. He's getting better and better. He's trained well. He was undefeated last year. His only defeat this year was in the muddling old Eclipse. So, yeah, he's a proper horse.
And what after this now, have you got a master plan for him? Is there, I mean, this is as big as it gets.
There are 2 obvious races. There's the Irish Champion and Ascot for the Malakoran Champions Day. Those are the 2 races. I'll just have a word with Rab, who nearly stole the race.
A horse you can keep in training next season?
That would be Sheikh Mohammed's decision, but he is a sportsman.
Thank you.
Getting a handshake from his brother, the winning rider, William Buick. Never in doubt, was it, William?
No. I want to first mention we lost our dear friend Duncan last week, and Duncan loved his racing. He was supposed to be here this week, and I was supposed to have dinner with him this week, tonight. He passed away suddenly, and his partner Sarah has been very brave at the moment, and he would have been very proud to see this. So yeah, this is for him, this is for Duncan.
I'm so sorry to hear that, and lovely words there, William. In all seriousness, though, that was a funny race to watch. What was going through your mind?
A lot of things was going through my mind. I didn't expect the Japanese horse to take back down on Decile. I thought he'd be wanted to chase a good pace. I think Rab did his job beautifully. He finished 3rd. This horse put in an amazing performance. Unbelievable, so delighted with him. He's a very, very special horse, and he showed all his attributes today.
Well done, William.
Thank you.
Lovely words about his friend Duncan. An Ombudsman wins was solid.